Ladies and gentlemen,
we are live
from
from the Shag Carpet Shack here in Columbia, Tennessee. What's up, everybody? We got Chase Blanchard.
We got Doug Lucanen, and this is the Power Move Podcast. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 1 of the Power Move Podcast. My name is Chase Blanchard. I'm accompanied by one of my best friends, your co-host on the episode, Doug Lucanen.
Woo!
What's up, Dougie Fresh?
Welcome, everybody. How's
Hey.
it going?
That's what I'm talking about.
We're powering up, and we're talking about those power moves today.
Power moves. So let me dive in right off the bat and tell you about what this podcast is going to be all about. It's going to be for one reason and one reason only that you listen to this podcast, and that's to have a great time and get motivated and leave with something positive once you finish this episode. So the epitome of a power move right off the bat. Let's dive into it.
Tell us what a power move is, Chase.
Let's dive into it. A power move is simply stepping up to the plate in any way, shape, or form in your life and doing either the right thing, something inspirational to somebody else, or just simply just elevating your normal life from what it is day to day. It's stepping up to the plate. You know, things are going to happen. Yeah, things are going to happen. And, you know, it's going to throw you off, and you have the choice. You have the choice to continue what you've been doing the rest, for the past however long you've been on this earth, or you have the choice to step up and do something different and prove yourself and prove others, or both. And that's what a power move is, man. It's gonna happen in business. It's gonna happen in fitness, spiritual, relationship, anything that you can do to go that just a little bit extra mile above and beyond, and have something in a more positive manner. I guess you could say. I'm just so fired up I can't even think straight about a power move. But that's my idea behind the power move. I know that I kind of introduced it to you, and you're now using it in your office, in your business. Yep. What about you, Dougie Fresh? What's your definition of a power move?
That's a power move, but a power move is, you can take a look at what you've done and look back at something, like, oh man, I usually do this, but when I did this extra thing, that was a power move. That was over the top of what I was asked to do. You went above and beyond. And what we'll talk about on this show is each week we're going to do something. It could be small, could be big, it could be anything, but it's what are we going to work on in the upcoming week to elevate our performance, whether it's relationship, like you said before, whether it's business, or, just a hobby even. Just what are you doing each week to try to instill in your life to make you better and leave a lasting impression that improves this earth.
Self-improvement.
So what we want to do is motivate you and have you, listen in on that power move on the Power Move Podcast. And we'll give you the song of the week and the Mo's of the week, really. So we'll hit the Mo's of the week next.
Excuse me, what was that? Mo's of the week?
Mo's of the week. The motivations of the week, everybody. Mo's just sounds better. You got to build momentum with every good step that you take in your job, life, career, whatever it may be. You build momentum and you gain confidence, and that's what we want to instill in our listeners.
Yep.
So when we build confidence, we can get you excited about you. And you can confidence, not arrogance. That's something we'll address at a later time.
Episode. Yeah, for sure.
But Chase, I got a question for you. I always wondered this. So I was so excited. We use power move in our day-to-day lives as a term. But, we're avid Madden players. We've played the video game Madden 20. It's an NFL football game. But, there are attributes that defensive linemen accrue in those, and so you'll have like an 84 overall on finesse move. But one of those attributes is power move, and so I thought, Chase, did you get this from Madden, or is this just something different? And so I know, Chase, you've kind of already explained what a power move is, but is that where you got it from? Where did it originate from?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So I love the thought process behind that, and I love Madden. I mean, I think, like you said, we have been playing video games, period, but even Madden video games since, I would say, one of my very first Maddens I ever played was 03.
I played Madden 97 on
Oh
Sega
my
Genesis,
goodness,
baby.
Attaboy.
But go ahead. Yeah.
But power move did not derive from Madden or the attributes of a defensive player. Power move originated within myself when it came to my business. It come originally to, I'm gonna put it in example wise, right? So there's always going to come a situation, I guarantee, at somebody's work. I don't care what you do, what career, what profession you're in, but there's going to come a situation where there's going to be a task at hand, and nobody's going to want to do it. Nobody's going to want to do it, and you're all going to sit around awkwardly until somebody steps up to the plate and takes that responsibility. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a spill you got to clean up, if it's a deadline you got to meet, if it's an objective that you have to get rid of. I mean, I don't care what the task at hand may be. There's going to come a task or responsibility that comes along that you're not going to want to do. And neither your coworkers or your boss or anybody, but you know what? Somebody's going to step up to the plate, and the action of stepping up to the plate, that's a power move.
There you go.
So, it derives, like I mentioned, from not doing the ordinary, because we can get comfortable in ordinary.
Coming to work and just checking the box.
Yeah. Exactly. What's easy is your comfort zone. Comfort zone is easy. Okay, you're not gonna achieve growth with your own self or others in your comfort zone. Growth happens outside of the comfort zone.
Yep.
1,000,000%. There's no way around it.
And outside of the comfort zone, basically that qualifies as a power move.
That's a power move. It's stepping out of the comfort zone.
Yep. And taking a chance.
Absolutely.
I also I've applied it in my own way in many different ways, and we'll keep this in here, but is you've got an opportunity. Not everybody seizes the opportunities that come their way. So when an opportunity comes their way, if the whole workforce isn't involved, or the whole relationship, whatever, the whole team, whatever you're working with, isn't involved, but it's a personal opportunity, and it's something you can see, it's and go after, make a power move and take advantage of your opportunity when things, you've got a deadline or things are on the line, or you've got an opportunity to show somebody what's
extra
up,
mile.
Who is Chase Blanchard, who are our listeners, listeners, go out and show them, hey, this is my brand. Right. This is what I bring to the table, and it's a little bit extra.
For sure.
For sure. But for our listeners, that's what a power move is. That's
the definition.
How Chase came up with it.
I don't care what Webster says or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's the definition of a power move.
If you look up the definition of a power move, don't go to Webster.
Yeah,
come to Blanchard and Lucana.
Yeah, that's it.
Boom.
That's it. So let's dive in immediately to the Mo's of the Week.
Time for the Mo's of the Week.
Dougie, kick it off.
First, we got the Song of the Week. So we're going to do this every episode. This is for you, the listener. You can make your own Song of the Week. You can go out and find yours, but what hypes you up? Tell us what hypes you up if you want. Drop a comment below. But what we're doing is our Song of the Week. If you haven't heard these before, you can go out and listen to them and get hyped up. And maybe it ain't your flavor, but maybe it is, and you can get excited. So,
for sure.
First episode, EP1, something that's been in Chase's repertoire since high school days. And one of my favorite songs as well to get hyped up is Kickstart My Heart by the Crew, Motley Crue. Bam.
Kickstart My Heart. Dude. Oh my God. Every time I hear that guitar riff, it's just like if you ever taken pre-workout before your workout. And like you feel the blood start pumping, and it's getting kind of crispy in there.
You
something.
just drop
Start,
play right there.
I just want to
Turn
run
into
through
the
a brick
Incredible
wall.
Hulk.
They play it at NFL games. They play it at hockey games. They play it at baseball games. It's just, it don't matter what it is. And it just gets you motivated. It gets you, for me, like you said, and like you said, all of our listeners are different. So if you haven't heard the song,
This is our offering this week.
this is our song of the week.
Yeah.
Kickstart My Heart by Motley Crue. And every time I listen to it, man, it makes me want to go the extra mile. It gets me hyped up, and everyone wants to feel that on top of the world feeling, and that's what that does for me.
Beautiful.
That's what it does for me.
Beautiful. Yeah. And so there it is. Boom.
Boom.
Kickstart My Heart.
Song of the week.
Motley Crue, Song of the Week. Now it's time for the Power Move of the Week. Chase, you and I are going to be listing what we're going to do to improve each week on this show.
And let's not get it twisted. When it comes to the Power Move of the week, it's one thing. I think that's what people really get hung up on, is that everybody wants to have the finished product. It's a process.
Yeah.
And it starts with one thing after the other. So let's focus on one thing, and one thing only, to self-improve and master that and move on to something else.
I agree.
So the power move of the week for myself is waking up at 7 a.m.
Zing.
every morning. Being self-employed like I am in the real estate industry, I have no time clock. There's no time card. I can clock in at 5 a.m. or I could clock in at 10 a.m. I was going to say p.m. That would be really bad. But it doesn't, there's no boss. There's no boss ahead of me. There's no manager I have to report to. So, and that's what I love about the industry, is that whatever you put into it, you receive, right? Mm-hmm. So if I want to put in the extra work, I'm going to receive the extra reward. So I'm used to waking up around the 8 a.m. mark, and I'm finding myself getting carried away and not getting near enough accomplished during the day. So I'm going to start by kicking it back an hour to 7 a.m., man. And I'm going to wake up at 7 a.m. and, let's see how it goes. And I believe that even just that one extra hour is going to lead to at least 2 to 3 more extra tasks that I wanted to get done that day. I truly believe that.
When I get to work early, I will say, because I'm in a supervisory role, I get a lot of questions during the day. And if I come in early, I have some time where it's just me there. And I get so much done in that time. So I hope that benefits you getting up at 7 a.m. So
absolutely.
My power move that I'm going to work on next week is overcoming mistakes. In my job, I had an oversight. I made a mistake about a year ago that I discovered a year later, and I'm correcting.
It happens.
And I'm, obviously taking some heat for that. But, what I'm going to do is overcome this mistake. And how do I do that? Well, first, you learn from that mistake. Mm-hmm. You fix the mistake and you stop the bleeding first.
For sure.
And then you learn from what happened, and then you come up with a way to prevent it from ever happening again. Mm-hmm. And I can't tell you if this fan is going to land on us in the shag carpet shack.
The shag carpet shack.
Right now, because I can't predict the future. And neither, maybe there's one of our listeners that can, but I can't predict the future. So can I promise people that it will never, ever, ever happen again? No, I can't. But what I can do is do everything in my power to prevent it from happening again. And that's what, we'll do in our department. And, also receive, there's going to be haters in every job. Mm-hmm. So let the haterators be your motivators.
That's it, baby.
Boom.
I love it.
So shout out to Jules who actually gave me that. I asked her if I could use it. Jules, thanks for letting me use it.
There you go. So you didn't even realize it, but you kind of just harped on, and we won't always do this, listeners. We're always going to have a song of the week, and we're always going to have a power move of the week, because this is the Power Move Podcast. Yeah. So we're always going to have that, but we're not always going to have this next segment. But we're not always going to have a quote of the week. No. However, you just slightly mentioned a quote that's been on your mind this past week. Enlighten us on what is going to be this week's, on episode 1, quote of the week.
So yeah, we won't always have a quote of the week,
Yeah.
but something that I thought about, and I was on my way to work, and I was like, man, I don't want to. I find myself looking back in the past a lot, and it's to learn, but sometimes you get caught up and you're beating yourself up by looking in the past of all the mistakes that you made. Well, what I've decided is that I really just need to learn from my past
Yep.
and not live in it. So that's the quote of the week. Learn from your past,
But
don't live in it. Because if you live in it, you start beating yourself up and you'll say, and this is something I actually got from Joe Rogan's podcast is, you look back at your mistakes in retrospect and you say, that's me. But as Joe Rogan says, no, that's not you. You are the person that can start here today and make a better life for yourself from this point forward and move forward, create momentum, and succeed. So
I love it.
So there's your quote of the week. Boom, right there. Learn
What was
from
it again?
your past.
One more time for listeners.
Learn from your past, but don't live in it.
Love it.
So
Love it.
there you go. There's the Mo's of the Week.
Mo's of the Week,
EP1.
ladies and gentlemen.
Getting it
Mo's of the
done.
Week. I hope you enjoyed it. So stick around for more episodes to come. We're going to bring you some daily fire every time we come in here to each individual episode. But Doug, moving on from that, we love our Mo's of the Week, and we had a song of the week. But here's kind of a topic to expand on. Do you think that you have more motivation when it comes to music? Or do you think you gain more motivation from a particular movie?
I would say, so this is just my opinion. I want to know what yours is as well. The movie part of it, I feel like that you can build a foundation from the movies. So, like the Rocky movies or, including the Creeds, of course.
Of course.
And
who hasn't watched the Rocky movies, right? Wait.
Sad.
Chase, I haven't watched the Rocky movies.
Chase whispered that. I want the audience to know. But anyway,
we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we won't harp on him too much.
Don't
we
kill
won't
me.
Hurt, we won't hurt him too
don't
much. Don't
unsubscribe automatically.
yeah. Please punch the like button for supporting Chase's rehab of not watching Rocky movies.
Yep.
But what I want to say is that movies, I feel like you can build a foundation, a longer lasting motivation, something that you can go back to and listen to. There's awesome quotes. One of the movies is Rocky Balboa. It's the 6th Rocky movie in the series. It was made in the 2000s. And he has an amazing quote about life and how hard life hits. Nobody hits harder than life, but it's not how hard you can hit. It's how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. And that's how winning's done. And when you don't move forward, that's what a coward does, and that's not you. You're not a coward, so you can move forward. So that's the gist of what that quote is. But movies, in my opinion, can build a longer lasting motivation. But if you look at a song and you turn on a song, sometimes it's hard to get out of your mood with just one song. Yeah. But I will say, if a song is strong enough, if it has enough foundation, it can put you in the perfect mood right away. And it just gets you set instantly for the day. Yeah. But if you have like a major setback or a major gain, you can look back on movies as a foundation. But what do you think?
I think I agree with a lot of your points. Obviously a song is 3 or 4 minutes, and a movie is an hour and a half to 2 hours. So obviously there's a huge time scale. But like you said, movies sometimes set the tone for a long time. And might give you an idea to be motivated on for weeks to come. Versus you have versus a song. You're driving into work, you have 15 minutes, and, that cup of coffee just really hasn't hit you yet, and then you turn on the radio and Kickstart My Heart comes on. Yes, 3.5 minutes of just pure insanity that just gets you ready for that 8 a.m. meeting that you're already not looking forward to.
Yeah.
So, but a movie can have you prepared for that meeting once you're in there, of what to say or a mindset to have, or just kind of even an analog, to say, maybe, or something, you know.
Well, yeah, I totally agree with you. And not every type of motivation is going to work for everybody.
So it's about instant versus long lasting, honestly, when it comes to that. But I guess you could say I'm more music driven because I'm also a DJ on the side, so I'm a little biased.
Shout out to
Amp Sound and Lighting.
Eric McCandless.
So
What's up?
Shout out to your boy. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I said, I'm kind of biased, so I honestly would probably go more with music motivation. So what about you? Music or movies? What about you?
I'm gonna go with movies because I can hang my hat on it, and I remember visually a little bit better than I remember audibly. So I'm gonna go with that for me.
Right.
But
right.
yeah, and on top of that, you know, I was thinking, you know, different people are motivated differently.
Right.
So you got a fighter in the corner. Imagine you're the trainer. If you got him, he's over there. He's beat up. He lost the first round. Got trashed. Trainer says it has really like a couple of options, right?
Mm-hmm.
Option one is you're getting your butt kicked out here. Why did I waste my time training? You're worthless, you know. And then that inspires the fighter to say I'm not worthless and goes out there and knocks dude out in second round.
Right.
Okay, there's that.
Right.
There's that. Some people respond to that.
Yeah.
There's the other one of, you got this. We trained this much time. You've got this guy in the bag. You know what he's doing. I just need you to go out there and do it and show him what you're made of.
Yep.
Motivate, kind of uplifting.
Mm-hmm.
And then that works and you go out there and win. So, you know, that's just something that you think about when you talk about motivation. Not everybody's motivated the same, and not everybody has the same procedure.
Yeah.
So find a way that kind of motivates you. You know, there's negative motivation, there's positive motivation. Now the third one is it's kind of a cross between the two. You don't go as hard in the paint to say you're worthless or you can't do this, but what you do say
a negative
is
connotation.
Yeah, a negative connotation.
To breed positive.
So we've gone negative, we've gone positive. Now here's kind of a hybrid, I would say, is you don't downgrade the person. You don't tell them they're worthless or nothing or anything, but you tell them, I bet you can't do it. And so it's like, oh man, I want to prove them wrong.
Yep.
Because I can do it. And so, you know, kind of a gambling type thing. And there's more, but, you know, those are the things that come to mind when I think of that. And
for sure.
You know, there are people that overcome great odds. Like, you know, I read a book about GSP, and his coach got mad at him. So George St. Pierre, he's a world-class
so that's
fighter.
GSP, right? For our listeners.
He's
George St. Pierre.
Yeah, George St. Pierre is
UFC
GSP.
fighter.
Yeah, I read his book. Lucky enough to stand in his line for 3.5 hours to get it autographed.
That a boy.
And
that's a power move. That's a power move right there. Because let me tell you, when I've done that, hell no.
Well, he's my favorite fighter.
That's it, man. That's awesome.
So there it is. But got my book autographed by him. But
that's awesome.
I read his whole book and it was very insightful.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, his coach was getting on him because he was eating a burger and fries at lunch. And you know, this is a world-class gymnastic and MMA athlete.
Right.
You know, this man is an athlete above athletes. He's got a perfect build for welterweight division, all that stuff. But anyways, but he said that a lot of people are walking around starving because there are people that don't burn a whole lot of calories, but they'll go to a McDonald's, sit down and eat a burger and fries. And his coach was getting on to him about eating a burger and fries. And he said, hey, I burn like 6,000 calories a day. So, you know, all this stuff that I just ate, I'm just trying to play catch up from breakfast.
Right.
You know,
because he's burning that.
He's burning 6,000
So that's what, I mean, you know, for our listeners, a lot of people talking about motivation, and we're just going to just keep going on and on about it because that's what we do here on the Power Move Podcast. Sorry, that's like the third time I've done that. I just love doing it.
It's worth it.
So I think that's what a lot of people are lacking and need help in motivation when it comes to diet.
Yeah.
Diet is, I mean, obviously we're no stranger to it. America is one of the most obese countries in the world, naturally because we have a lot of of culinary backgrounds in this country, wonderfully, the greatest country in the world, the U.S. of A. Then we've got a lot of great choices, but we've also got a lot of bad choices.
Yeah. And
so I think a lot of our listeners can relate to lacking motivation when it comes to diet because, I mean, nobody wants to not enjoy their meal because, I mean, our body needs nourishment from food to go off of, and like you said, you know, you're on a little bit of a diet yourself, and you know that's what you're going hand in hand talking about burning calories and diet. I mean, it's hard to find motivation, so we're here to give you that. And it's funny you say, you know, about burning all those calories. I read an article the other day about LeBron James, and I don't care who you are, you know who LeBron James is.
Yeah.
You know, one of the greatest athletes of all time, much less basketball players of all time. 6 foot, I think he's almost 6'8", if not 6'7".
Yeah.
Just lean, mean athlete machine. You know, I read an article the other day where one of his teammates said, his teammates quoted this in an interview. They have no idea how LeBron continues to perform at a high level that he does because they were hanging out with him. And for breakfast, he had pancakes and like cereal, and his pancakes were smothered in syrup and like candy,
carb load,
and like maybe a drizzle like strawberries. Sugar. But like he eats Fruit Loops and like candy. He's like, I don't know how in the world he like puts out, you know, the athleticism that he does. He eats like a kid, and like at lunch he had like tacos and ice cream, and like he eats like a freaking 10-year-old. But that's what you're talking about is when you're an athlete and you perform at a high level and you train multitudes of hours and burn hundreds to thousands of calories per hour, you have to have that quote unquote fuel. It's like a fuel tank.
I've experienced both spectrums
right
in my hobby of training jiu-jitsu. So I trained jiu-jitsu, and I was cutting weight and I was working hard, and you know, for tournament. Well, I ended up getting down to 170, 165. That's where I wanted to be, and then I cut to 159 for the tournament. Then I'd load back up.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I've also been on the other end of the spectrum. The fattest I've ever been, pretty much, is 205 pounds, and I'm 5'8". So you can do the math on that. But I mean, I was out of shape, like you know, and when you have a job in which you don't burn a lot of calories,
right.
You sit down in an
AKA
office,
desk job.
Yeah, you have a desk job, and you're not burning those calories, but you're eating the same. You just start packing on weight.
Right.
But if I went to Chicago for a business trip, and during my jiu-jitsu training, so I was already down to 170 pounds, and I was reaching my goals. I was able to run 4 miles in 32 minutes. I was burning a lot of calories.
Yeah.
Well, it was my first time in Chicago, so what are you going to try when you're in Chicago?
Pizza.
I've never had deep dish pizza.
Yep.
I want to try some local Chicago breweries.
Of course.
I want to experience these things.
Of course.
So I decided I'm going to work out in the morning and at night, and I'm going to burn as many calories as I can.
Nice.
So that I can make that happen and still at the end of the week be 170. Right. I was able to make that happen. So that just shows how important that burning those calories. So if LeBron stopped training, GSP stopped training.
How did you find that motivation? Like what kept you motivated
to work out?
To stay on that plan like that of burning those calories and making sure you get in the gym and put in the work to do that.
So sometimes it's not the success that motivates you, it's the fear of failure. So in this case,
outstanding.
If you're training jiu-jitsu and you, back then I was actually just learning as much as I could off of YouTube and inviting my friends to spar me. You know,
nice.
and you know, they actually were on the same tier. You know, they were actually learning things, but nothing motivates you more than the image of your wife coming to a jiu-jitsu match and you getting strangled unconscious by another dude.
yeah, for sure.
So
that would be good.
I was like, well, first of all, I'm gonna make sure I make weight.
Okay.
I'm gonna make sure I make weight because
right.
I want everybody to know that I mean business.
You mean, yeah, you're serious.
And that I'm professional about this.
You ain't playing around, bro.
And I came in at 150. I was sick the whole week when I got back from Chicago because it was snowing.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Da Bears.
Say it that way.
Da Bears.
The Bears. So, shout out the Bears.
Shout out to Dick and the Bears.
Hashtag the Bears. so I ended up coming back to Tennessee, and it was snowing and 20 degrees in Chicago. And you come back to Tennessee and it's 50, 60 degrees.
75 in shorts and flip-flops.
And it was October. And so I actually didn't get to train a whole lot my weight cut week.
Mm-hmm.
But ended up finally getting the weight cut off and had to strip down, but I got 159.
Attaboy.
But the thing is comparing that difference to eating a certain amount of calories in a certain way without doing any physical activity versus doing a lot of physical activity,
right,
and managing it and keeping track of it on an app. How many calories did I burn? How many can I take in?
Yeah.
And keeping yourself on schedule, because if you're going to be a glutton, you need to be a glutton in the gym as well. As much as if you're going to be a glutton with eating, you need to excessively work out to kind of burn it off.
Like you said,
but be careful. Don't get hurt.
Know your intake and know your outtake as well. Like what you're putting out as far as workout and what you're bringing in. I love it. I love it, man.
Yeah. So that's my experience with like diet. But in GSP's book, you know, he labels it. He says people are starving, and the reason is people have these desk jobs, and they're eating stuff that their body doesn't need.
Nutrients.
And so
your body needs nutrients.
Right. You need pure
fuel,
protein, and nutrients. You go to McDonald's, you get fries, Coke, Big Mac.
Not nutrients.
A lot of carbs.
Hashtag not nutrients.
A lot of carbs, a lot of sugar, not a whole lot of protein. You've got some protein in there, but if you're not burning those carbs and sugars and those things off, where's it going?
Stored.
It's storing in your gut.
Like a hard drive.
You know, it's storing all over. So, you know, those people are starving because what the body truly wants is water, protein, you know, veggies to digest
some
that
carbs,
stuff.
some good carbs,
a good piece of those carbs. You know, and minimal sugar. Sugar and salt. That's not a good combo. But anyways, you know, that's kind of my intake on. My outtake on.
I love it. You know, because I mean, come on, I mean, we know it, Doug. I mean, there's a lot of people out in this world that struggle with that day in and day out. Is diet, man. That's one of the hardest things in the world because it's so easy to do. Fast food is fast, it's convenient, but is it healthy? Heck no, it's not. Yep. So, you know, so guys, to all our listeners though, let's give them a shout out. Like, stay motivated, you know, have a goal in mind, and achieve the hell out of it.
Yeah. And you know, don't let anybody tell you can't do something.
Absolutely.
And if they're the one telling you can't do something,
work in silence and show them later.
Make them a fool.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, by the way, for the people that are listening, we've got 2 mics here.
2 mics.
We've also got the Shag Carpet Shack.
We're in the Shag Carpet Shack.
And we've also got my TV. So, since the TV, we're able to kind of see how the recording's going, making sure we're getting the waves. But I've started naming my devices. Mike is the name of our TV. It's very like punny because we've got 2 mics in here.
2 mics.
We really have 3 mics.
We have 3 mics.
not that funny.
So why?
But we've got Mike over here.
You named your TV Mike.
Right. You know, everything before that was boring.
Love it.
Because I had
it's like
this laptop is actually named Douglas Lucanen, which is my name.
I mean, that's okay.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
And before that, it was.
I mean, I wasn't going to be negative because we're not about that. We're not about that on this podcast.
But we've got like my phone's name is Galaxy S9,
of course.
My other TV,
just like every other Galaxy S9 in the world.
Yeah. So I wanted to like go into the details and the settings and name it Mike.
So what's the reason behind Mike? Why is it named Mike?
Man, I just
is that just the most generic name you could possibly think of?
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty much, because I just wanted it to have a little character, since it was going to be one of the boys here in the shack. like a permanent guest on the show.
I love how you gender identified your TV as
his
one of the
name's
boys.
Mike.
That a boy.
It'd have been Michelle, I guess. It went female.
There you go.
Shout out to all the females listening to the
Power Move Podcast. Attaboy.
Very welcome.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome because I'm really glad that you brought that up because I thought I was kind of lonely when it come to. I thought I was a weirdo, and I renamed all my devices last year.
Nice. Well, give me some examples.
So I renamed my phone, and because I am kind of just like a junkie of action and sports and all that other good stuff, just a bunch of man stuff, right? America. So I just love, like I said, action. So I renamed a lot of my devices as if they were almost like army related. So my phone, if you were to look it up and try to send me something in Bluetooth or airdrop it or something, my phone is named Eagle Eye.
Oof. Strong.
Do I own an eagle? No. Have I? Like I have no affiliation with any eagles, but I just thought of some code names and I was like, man, I'm gonna name my phone Eagle Eye. Because
that's awesome.
especially like when you're in the airport and people try to like look up, link up to your personal hotspot, like they're gonna look at Eagle Eye and be like, yo, I'm not messing with that guy.
Yeah,
I'm not.
That might be the FBI.
But Doug's iPhone, like I might link up to that. I might steal some of his data.
Yeah.
So my phone is named Eagle Eye, and my desktop is named Alpha-615.
Man, Whiskey Foxtrot.
That's like a mission, right? Like that's pretty awesome.
Like
so
an objective
and I'll tell you where I got the idea from. One of my favorite series of movies is Olympus Has Fallen.
Yeah.
So they have Olympus Has Fallen, London Has Fallen, and the newest one, Angel Has Fallen. All with Gerard Butler. Love the freaking movies. I think they're terrific. Now, my buddy Dustin, who is a big movie guru, thinks they're totally basic and not very good. But you know what? He's entitled to his wrong opinion, as you would say.
Ooh.
As you would say, Dougie.
Quote stolen, but you can have it.
Hey,
sir.
He's entitled to his wrong opinion, and that's fine. So I think they're fantastic movies. I enjoy watching them. And so on the original movie, Olympus Has Fallen, and all of them, they all have code names. So I mean, if none of our listeners have watched the movie is about the top Secret Service agent that's the closest relationship to the President of the United States. Mm-hmm. And you get to kind of see what, obviously, I mean, there's some things that are going to be real and some that are not, but they have, as a Secret Service agent, they have code names for the important people on the staff, including the President, the President's family, the Speaker of the House, and whatnot. And I thought it was so cool on the first movie. The President's son's code name was Sparkplug.
That is pretty
And I thought that was so cool. So, like, whenever it's getting attacked, they're like, retrieve Sparkplug! And it's like, they're like, like you said, Whiskey Foxtrot, gone dark. And they're using all these cool code names. And I'm sitting on the edge of my seat just like looking at it. I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah.
And then like at the end of the movie, I won't try to spoil it for anybody, but I guess I'm going to have to. But he receives the kid and then like he radios in. He's like, Sparkplug received. And it's like, it's so freaking cool. I thought it was so cool. So that's where the idea of coming up with the code names like Eagle Eye and Alpha-615. Now, I also named my TV, but it's not as cool. But so my TV in my office doubles up as where I play my PlayStation. I do love to play PlayStation on my off days and, for fun and just kind of play with all, the buddies and stuff. I know your Xbox, and once again, you're entitled to your wrong opinion, so that's okay.
Hey.
So
you can get whipped on either, I guess.
Hey, that's right. So my TV's name is the Dub Command Station. Because I mean, hey, when I'm on the PlayStation, we're getting dubs. And it's
wins.
It's the dubs, baby. It's the W's, so it's the Dub Command Station. So with that being said, it actually made, whenever I started naming my devices, it made me think of let's go look at some of the presidential code names.
Right. I think we should definitely do that. I want to hit on Eagle Eye just for a second. So, if any of our listeners remember, there was a movie called Eagle Eye. It was like 2010-ish.
Uh-huh.
Shia LaBeouf, if that's how you say his name. I'm gonna try.
That's
my
Shia LaBeouf.
best butchering of his name.
Yeah.
So he's in the movie, and his brother is military.
Okay.
And ends up getting
Is
compromised.
his code name Eagle Eye?
No, there's a system that actually controls the entire infrastructure of the United States. Sorry to spoil the movie, but the Eagle Eye is a government prototype that controls basically fate. Dude. In the movie. It's a really good movie.
It sounds like the Fast and Furious movies, like the God's Eye, if you watch Fast and Furious.
It is amazing. So take a look at it.
Wait, was that before he did the Transformers movies or after the Transformers?
Like a shade after.
I
would say.
So he hadn't gone off the deep end yet, because we all publicly know if you follow Shia LaBeouf, he kind of went off the deep end.
But I will say, so as of today, go watch a movie that just came out. I just watched it. Peanut Butter Falcon. Shia LaBeouf is in it, and the main character is really a Down syndrome kid that wants to wrestle, like WWE style wrestle.
I do love peanut butter.
And meet his idol, which is, it's like the something Gator. But anyways, I went and ordered that on Vudu, of course, and watched it. Great movie.
Sweet.
Give it a chance.
Peanut Butter Falcon.
Peanut Butter Falcon.
Sweet.
Boom. But yeah, let's get to some of these presidential code names. I was really looking forward. I'm wondering what Bush and Obama. And
Clinton, while you were talking there, I got it pulled up on my phone as we're literally live shooting this podcast. So it does. There's a lot of interesting code names for the presidents, and this is from Wikipedia. So
take it for what it's worth.
So I think one of the coolest ones is Ronald Reagan. And obviously that's a very popular president here in the southeast region of the United States. Ronald Reagan's code name, according to Wikipedia, was Rawhide.
Rawhide.
That I love it. I love it. It sounds like a Decepticon, so I love it. So
that's pretty slick.
Our current serving president, Donald Trump, it's pretty fitting what his name is.
And it's not China.
Dougie, what do you think? What do you think Donald Trump's is?
Don't worry, guys. I know exactly what his code name is. It's the Don.
It's definitely not. It's not the Don, because that would probably give it away.
Look, Mr. Blanchard, I could never be wrong. Oh, what
you got? It's Donald Trump's.
I believe in code names.
Okay, ready? Donald Trump's code name is Mogul.
Mogul, baby.
Mogul, because I'm a real estate mogul, and I own half of America, so therefore I'm the president of the United States.
You're fired. Wrong. There you go. Boom, the mogul.
Those are really creepy impersonations of Donald Trump.
That's our best shot at the Don.
So,
shout out Donald Trump.
So, however...
Donald J.
Trump, DT. So,
El Presidente.
If you, however you feel about Barack Obama, he's kind of got a pretty cool one. Barack Obama's is Renegade.
Dude, that I gotta say...
That's pretty sick.
I'd take that over Mogul. But, like, as far as nicknames go, like, if somebody said, Doug, you're the president today... You can be Rawhide, Renegade,
or Mogul.
I'm going Renegade.
Yeah.
What else we got? What do we got?
So George W. is up next.
Harvard graduate.
And he actually had two. He had two. I guess this was probably one for one term and one for the other.
Well, the thing is if somebody discovers it, you got to change it.
Exactly.
Because then everybody knows what your comms are.
Yeah, we don't want that.
They know where the president is.
So, if he's taking a poop, you don't want to know the president's taking a poop.
Eagle has landed.
Yeah. So, his first one was
Eagle
Tumblr.
Has dropped a deuce.
His first one was Tumblr.
I like Tumblr. It's pretty cool.
I'm currently drinking out of a Tumblr right now, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then later it was Trailblazer.
Oh, man.
I kind of like that.
I like Trailblazer better than Tumblr.
I do. I definitely.
Tumblr sounds like he's rolling along, doing his thing. Trailblazer's like, get out of the way, everybody. Boom.
Just kind of scrolling through the other ones. Another popular president, John F. Kennedy, Lancer.
I like that.
It's pretty unique.
I think it's pretty modern too. Like a good choice of vocabulary there.
Dwight Eisenhower.
Oof.
Scorecard.
That's weird. That's
and it also says or Providence.
I wonder if he was a avid golfer. Or, I don't know.
Maybe. Here we go. Bill Clinton, Monica. Now, it should have been Monica, but it wasn't. It's not.
What was it?
Eagle.
Not
Eagle Eye.
Half of the movie there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Eagle's a good one. I'd out of all those, I'd still take Renegade.
Yeah. Yeah. What's another one? Let's see. George H.W. Bush was Timberwolf.
Oh man,
that's pretty good. Jimmy Carter, Lockmaster.
He sounds like a thief. Like
Lockmaster.
Jesus.
Richard Nixon, Searchlight.
Okay. How about the Roosevelts? Let's get Teddy.
Franklin D. Roosevelt. It doesn't say it. Wow.
Well,
wow.
I mean,
Rip.
Guess if you're president that long, they just don't even give you one.
They just don't even give you one.
Who cares about hiding the name at that point?
Yeah. And you know what's cool? They actually have code names. It shows the code names for the, First Lady and even some of the kids. So, Hillary Clinton, who of course is avid still in politics. Whatever.
What?
Oh, stop. Oh, my goodness.
She's okay. She'll be fine.
She's obviously still involved with politics, so it is pretty relevant. Hillary Clinton, during Bill Clinton's administration, was named Evergreen.
Aw. That's not bad.
That's cute.
What? So, we didn't get Franklin. What's Teddy's?
Teddy Roosevelt?
Yeah.
It doesn't say it on this list. Hold on. I'm gonna.
He's deep in the
Teddy
books.
Roosevelt. Do you know what president he was? Little Q&A.
The number president?
Yeah, number president.
No. I know it was in the early 1900s.
He was the 26th president.
Okay.
There you go.
Listeners, y'all learned something today if you didn't already know. Teddy Roosevelt was the 26th president.
There you go.
Little knowledge. You don't expect to get a whole lot of that from this podcast.
No, you don't.
Insight and motivation, yeah. But I don't know, like trivia question knowledge. You could. There's a chance.
There's a chance.
And on EP1 it happened. Boom.
So I don't know if he had. I don't know if Teddy had one because I'm honestly not finding it anywhere.
Is anybody?
If anybody out there
we're
listening,
in the state of Tennessee.
Yeah, can.
So is any of them named Rocky Top?
Now, whoa.
We got Old Hickory.
No, we don't have Rocky Top. However, hold on. I just seen it a second ago. Let me go back to it. We do have one. So, Lyndon Johnson.
Lyndon B. Johnson.
Lyndon Johnson, his name was Volunteer.
There we go.
So
there you go.
So it wasn't Rocky Top, but it is Volunteer. Yeah, it's about as close as it gets in the great state of Tennessee.
Yeah. I don't know if he went to UT or why his was Volunteer.
I don't know.
It's probably some deep dark meaning there.
Yeah, it's got to be something. Yeah, he's not from. He was a.
When I hear Volunteer,
he was a Democrat from Texas. Yeah.
Like I just crack right into Rocky Top.
Yeah. Are you?
Said I was on a Rocky Top.
Are you a Tennessee fan? No. You're from Michigan.
I'm from Michigan. Grew up in Tennessee.
Grew up in Tennessee.
I claim Tennessee definitely is my home state.
Of course.
For sure. But I don't know, dude. I just love this song. It's just a good song. And I like the Osborne Brothers version of Rocky Top.
Oh, see, OG.
Yeah.
It's the OG one.
And so I like the lyrics of it. If you've ever gotten the lyrics of it, it's actually a decent story. Like when you listen to the song, it's like, I didn't know there was this much to Rocky Top.
Right.
But the actual like song of it is good too. I like play it on repeat in my office sometimes to get through cash recons because it's just a good driving song. Occupies my ADD.
Yeah. Where? So are you doing what I think you're trying to do?
Dude, I'm just gonna say
I told you this in confidence.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I'm Go Big Blue.
Okay.
There it is. It's on the pod.
And
I'm pulling for the MTSU Blue Raiders.
There you go.
Right there.
Attaboy.
Go Blue Raiders.
Alumni.
True Blue.
Alumni.
Right here.
Yep.
I'm an MTSU grad, so I'm always going to support them. I'm also going to support the Michigan Wolverines, not the Spartans. Sorry, Spartans, not really.
Yeah. Take that.
So I'm Wolverines, and this is college football, of course.
Yeah, take that, Le'Veon Bell.
You know, and honestly,
shout out Tom Brady. Shout out Daddy Taylor Lewan.
Awesome. Yeah, the pups say what's up. This is like all the college sports.
Yeah.
Like I'm not just going on football. I'm not one of those bandwagon fans that just jump. Oh, Michigan's 8-4 out of their 12 games this year.
I'm their fan. Yeah.
I'm jumping to the Spartans because they're 10-2.
That's me.
I'm Wolverines through and through.
Yeah.
I'm True Blue through and through. Even though they're having a rough year right now in basketball.
Yikes.
But they did make it
But they have Jordan uniforms.
So. Oh, yeah, they do. But anyways, True Blue, boom. It's
all the way.
There.
All the way.
These are the teams Uncle Douglas supports.
Dougie Fresh.
So
Dougie
how about you, Chase?
So I am a avid.
Average. You are average.
I am average. No, I'm not. Not on the Power Move Podcast.
Power the average.
So I am a true Alabama Crimson Tide fan. Okay, and dating back prior. So listen here for all the haters. Listen, okay. I'm not a bandwagon fan. This ain't no Steph Curry BS and the Warriors. This ain't no any other bullcrap.
Hold on. Prove it.
I have been watching Alabama football prior to the John Parker Wilson days. Okay. Any Alabama sports fan right now that claim they're tried and true and are below the age of 24, name a player prior to John Parker Wilson. Bet you can't do it, homie.
Ooh.
Bet you can't do it, homie. So look,
ladies, please also feel obliged to drop a comment below and ruin my boys.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been watching it for a long time, but because I knew what you were doing, because you're sneaky.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I have a dirty little secret I want to share.
Once I had...
So I say that I'm an average. I said it again. I'm an avid Alabama Crimson Tide fan. However, you heard it referenced earlier in the podcast. I am a huge music fan.
Yes.
I love good music. I love good feeling music.
DJ.
I love good tempo music. And although I am a huge Alabama fan, and I would never, and I mean never, wear that god-awful bright orange.
Oh, man.
I would never wear it.
I would buy a Corvette in that color, though.
Maybe a Lambo. Maybe. Or like a Porsche. Not a Porsche, but like a Ferrari. Like a Ferrari in the orange. But anyways.
I'll take it.
Anyways, I'm an Alabama Crimson Tide fan, tried and true. The third Saturday in October is a huge deal. I've been there for the Clemson loss. Thank you to Son Watson. The kick six I've been around for. So I've experienced a lot. Cam Newton days. I've experienced a lot. Trust me, and I've stuck with them every step of the way. This sunshine absolutely dismantling us in the national championship. Trust me, I've been through it. It's okay. Tua absolutely like having his hip bone crushed like a piece of banana bread. But I've been through it all. With that being said, I love the fight song of Rocky Top. Look, you won't look. I'm an Alabama fan, and I hate to say it, but it gets me hyped up,
it's
man.
It's a good song.
I love marching bands.
Drop the hate. Enjoy the song.
Drop the hate, man. I love this song.
Let the world have
now,
Rocky
you won't
Top.
catch me dead singing the lyrics. Notice how I was just like, I
don't know.
You won't catch me singing the lyrics.
I don't think you should catch anybody dead singing.
And if we're playing Tennessee,
singing,
you know,
that person's not dead.
when we're playing Tennessee and like Tennessee scores, I don't care if we're up by 40. You know, because I'm a fan, I'm wearing the jersey, I got the hat on. Like, I'm not like happy about it. I got like my mean mug on, but at the same time, like that, my foot on the ground, it's kind of tapping. Yeah. So hey, I do that. There it is, folks. You heard it live here at EP1 Power Move Podcast. Chase Blanchard, Alabama fan. I do actually thoroughly enjoy the fight song of Rocky Top. It's hype. It gets me pumped up, and that's what it should do for any and all sports fans.
Well,
if we're being honest.
You can apply this anywhere, but greatness, recognize and respect greatness.
Absolutely.
Boom.
Absolutely.
So with that said, guys, I think we've come to the end of episode 1 here on the Power Move Podcast.
I love it, man.
And we're happy to have you. Thanks for jumping on. If you're a new listener, if you're starting on episode 1 with us on this first episode, thank you as well, where it all began. And we're going to keep pumping out these episodes, keep getting you motivated, sharing crazy stories about our lives.
Absolutely.
And moving forward on this. So
for sure.
All that said.
So, I mean, like, before we close it out here, I want to leave this with one thing. I've seen articles about it, so shout out to Nipsey Hussle and shout out to Corey G Fitness. They both use this tagline. I think Corey G got it from Nipsey. Look, if you listen to this, you find value in it, share with your friends, please.
Yeah, please do.
And if you don't, toss it in the trash.
Yeah.
That's how I view this podcast. If you like it and you find value, tell your friends. If you don't, throw it in the trash, man.
Yeah. Comment, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and we'll see you next time on the Power Move Podcast.
What's up?
Boom.
Deuces!